there, my name is Mark Hulmes and I'm the Dungeon Master for High Rollers. This is going to be our third campaign on the show, and we wanted to start fresh from the beginning with a brand new story, brand new characters, and a brand new setting, as a way to help folks who have never watched any of our stuff before. We didn't want people to feel like they had to watch 6.5 years worth of content in case we made references or hinted towards stuff from our old adventures. This new campaign is taking place in a custom setting I've written, and whilst we'll be able to show you more about this world in the show, I wanted to give you a little bit of lore and background, as well as talk about some of its influences before we begin. So, without further ado, let me be the first to welcome you to the world of Altheya. From the top down, Altheya is a classic high fantasy setting inspired by the likes of Azeroth from World of Warcraft, the Forgotten Realms from Dungeons & Dragons. Worlds like Middle-earth from Lord of the Rings and Westeros from Game of Thrones have some influence as well, but magic in Altheya is a lot more common, and whilst technology is still fairly basic, it's a bit more advanced in some places too, a kind of mixture of medieval and Renaissance levels. There are the classic fantasy ancestries like elves, dwarves, orcs, as well as magical creatures like dragons and displacer beasts, but they all have different origins and may be quite different to your usual fantasy expectations. The various lands, nations, and kingdoms of Altheya all have their own unique elements, cultures, and beliefs that make the setting its own thing, and will give a different perspective depending on where in the story the campaign takes place. But there's a few things that are somewhat universal across all of Altheya. Long ago, an ancient species of powerful spellcasters called the Proto-Magi once slumbered within Altheya. When they were awoken by the gods, a great conflict erupted, and one of the results of that conflict was the Proto-Magi being wiped out, leaving behind secret places hidden across Altheya. Ruins and strange devices that open into demi-planes and extra-dimensional spaces that the alien Proto-Magi used for mysterious purposes. These vaults contain immense magical power and resources, but getting inside them is often a task of itself. Each vault is seemingly its own puzzle, with specific conditions to open it, different rules within it, and numerous guardians and traps to contend with. There's also the Crown, a crumbling, broken second moon that looms above Altheya. Some cultures believe the crown contains the essence of a creator god who fought the Proto-Magi. Others believe it is a graveyard for dead gods who died long ago. Whatever is believed, pieces of this moon occasionally break off and fall to Althea's surface, bringing with them terrible infusions of celestial and fiendish creatures that are berserk with fury and seek to kill and destroy whatever they can. The fallen moonstone itself also carries a strange metal ore that can be forged and has powerful but corrupting effects. Traveling across the seas and oceans of Altheya is extremely dangerous, making anywhere not connected by land quite isolated from each other. There are several reasons for why the oceans are so deadly. One part comes from the unstable, erratic, and magically influenced tides and storms, which can easily destroy most ships or take down even flying creatures. The other is from dark, mysterious forces that dwell in the deep, who violently attack any ships they come across. Various cultures have different names for these creatures, but all share a belief that some greater power commands them and claims the sea as their own domain. The wider setting of Altheya, its history and unique properties, are something of a backdrop though. The stories of the player characters is really defined by the specific part of Altheya that the campaign takes place in, and in this case, that would be the Dragon Empire of Ilmera. The Dragon Empire is a society where dragons are the rulers. They are feudal nobles who grant land, protection, and guidance to the people in exchange for a tithe and military service. It was founded by the first dragon, the Dragon Empress, who created the different dragon hosts, or dragon types, and discovered early humanoids and taught them how to survive in the world. The empire is divided into 7 different provinces, and each of them are governed by a dragon host, more specifically, the head of a dragon host, an archdragon. Each province has a unique landscape that is magically influenced by the archdragon, and over time the different regions have developed their own cultures and quirks, which also seem to be partially influenced by the nature of the ruling dragons. Dragons in Altheya come in 7 types: red, blue, black, green, bronze, silver, and gold. Whilst each dragon type have some similar personality traits, they have no set alignments like in the core 5e rules. A red dragon is typically proud and emotional, but is no more likely to be evil than a gold dragon is. In addition to this, some of the dragon types have different elements or magical affinities to what you might know. Green dragons, for example, have an affinity for plants and healing magic instead of poison. Within the Empire, the Church of the Scion is a dominant faith that teaches that worthy souls ascend and become divine saints, working alongside the goddesses to safeguard Altheya. Those who are not yet deemed worthy are reborn and cleansed of their memories and previous deeds to try again. Those who meddle in planar magic or act in an unworthy manner are taken by the planar powers and turned into mindless soldiers doomed to fight in an unending war in the planes of existence. Most folk work the land, run businesses, or serve the dragon nobles in a variety of roles and live a peaceful and prosperous life. Ambitious individuals, though, might seek to become knights or reeves or authorities, titles given to non-dragons who prove themselves and hold elevated positions and status within the Empire. Knights in particular are beloved by the people, and their stories are told around fires and sung in taverns. There's so much more I could tell you about Altheya and the Dragon Empire, but that would mean there would be very little left to discover in the campaign itself. I'll see you for Campaign 3 starting November 5th, live on Twitch and available a few days later on YouTube and podcast.